Hello, everyone. This is your lawyer speaking, and today I want you to give me your full attention, especially if you're a senior, retired, disabled, or receiving VA benefits. Why? Because there's some very important news that could affect your monthly income. Your Social Security retirement benefits, SSDI, SSI, and even certain VA benefits are all set to increase. The big questions everyone has right now are, how much will your benefits go up? When will you see that increase in your bank account? And what do you need to do right now to make sure you're not leaving money on the table? I'm going to break it all down in clear and simple language. We'll talk about what's changing, why it's happening, how it will affect different groups, retirees, disability recipients, SSI beneficiaries, and veterans, and most importantly, how you can plan ahead to make sure every extra dollar works for you. A lot of seniors overlook small details in these updates, and that can cost them real money over the long term. By the end of this video, you'll not only know what's coming, but also how to make sure you benefit fully from these changes. Let's start at the beginning. Every year, the Social Security Administration reviews the state of the economy and decides if benefits should rise to keep up with inflation. This is called the Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA. The goal of COLA is simple: to make sure you don't lose buying power just because the cost of living goes up. Now, how do they decide the percentage increase? They track the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, or CPI-W. This index looks at the prices of everyday essentials, things like groceries, fuel, housing, and medical care. If the cost of that basket of goods has gone up compared to last year, Social Security benefits go up by the same percentage. But here's the catch. Inflation doesn't affect everyone equally. Seniors spend more on healthcare, prescriptions, and medical services, and those rising costs aren't always fully captured in the CPI-W. That's why sometimes you get an increase but still feel like you're struggling to keep up with rising bills. Even so, here's the most important point. Once a COLA increase is applied, it's permanent. It gets locked into your base benefit, and every future increase is built on top of that higher number. This means that over time, the compounding effect can add up to thousands of extra dollars. For example, if your check goes up by $60 this year, that extra $60 doesn't just last for 1 year. It becomes part of your permanent benefit, and next year's increase will be calculated on top of it. Over 10 or 15 years, this snowball effect adds up to significant extra income over your lifetime. Now let's talk about retirees. The average Social Security retirement check today is a little over $1,900 a month. A 3% increase may not sound like much, but that's about $57 more each month, or nearly $700 extra in a year. If your benefit is higher than average, your increase will be higher too, because it's a percentage of your benefit. And here's something many people don't realize. Whether you claimed early at 62, waited until your full retirement age, or even delayed benefits until age 70 to maximize your check, you still get the same percentage increase. Your part-time job or other income doesn't reduce your COLA. Every retiree gets the increase applied equally. This also has long-term implications for couples. If you and your spouse are both collecting benefits, both checks rise. Over the course of 10 years, those COLA increases could add tens of thousands of dollars to your household income. And don't forget, if one spouse passes away, the survivor benefit also includes those COLA increases. That's why even a modest bump today strengthens your family's long-term financial security. It's not just about today's groceries or bills. It's about the compounding value in your retirement plan, your estate planning, and even your tax situation down the road. If you're receiving SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance. The story is similar. SSDI is directly tied to Social Security, so any increase retirees get, SSDI recipients get too. This matters because many people on SSDI face higher healthcare costs and fewer opportunities to earn extra income. Even a small increase can help cover copays, prescriptions, transportation to medical appointments, or adaptive equipment. For example, if you're receiving $1,300 a month in SSDI and the COLA is about 3%, that's an extra $40 each month, or nearly $500 over the year. If your benefit is $1,800, your increase is closer to $60 per month, almost $700 extra each year. And if your spouse or children receive dependent benefits tied to your SSDI record, their payments rise as well. Families often don't realize this until the checks come in, but it could make a big difference in easing the financial pressure at home. For SSI recipients, the impact is smaller in dollars but more significant in daily life. SSI, or Supplemental Security Income, is different from Social Security and SSDI because it's needs-based. It's designed for people with little or no income and very limited resources. Right now, the maximum federal SSI benefit is $914 per month for an individual and $1,371 for a couple. With the COLA increase, that number goes up proportionally. So an individual might see an extra $27 or $28 per month, while a couple could see $40 or more. Now, I know that may not sound like much, but for someone living on SSI, every dollar counts. That extra money might mean being able to pay a heating bill, buy healthier food, or avoid falling behind on essentials. The one complication with SSI is that it's tied to other assistance programs. A higher SSI payment can sometimes change eligibility for Medicaid, SNAP benefits, or housing assistance. If you receive SSI, you need to watch your mail carefully after the COLA increase. If you get a notice saying your other benefits are being reduced or cut off, don't panic. Many states have rules to protect people from losing coverage due to small increases. And if something does change, you usually have the right to appeal. But you must act quickly. Staying alert and proactive can make sure you don't lose out on critical support. And we can't forget about veterans. Many people don't realize that VA benefits are directly linked to Social Security's COLA. Each year, once Social Security announces the COLA percentage, the Department of Veterans Affairs applies that same increase to VA disability compensation and dependency benefits. That means veterans and their families also see their payments go up. For example, a veteran with a 100% disability rating, receiving around $3,700 a month, will see an increase of over $100 every month, which adds up to more than $1,400 extra over the year. Even if your disability rating is lower, say 40% or 50%, the same percentage increase applies to your benefit. And this isn't just for veterans themselves. Surviving spouses and dependents receiving VA benefits also get the adjustment. These increases often make the difference between falling behind on bills or staying afloat, especially with rising healthcare and living costs. So, when will you actually see this money? This is the part that confuses people. The COLA increase officially begins with the January payments, not in December, but not everyone gets their check on the same day. Social Security uses your birthday to determine your payment schedule. If your birthday falls between the 1st and 10th of the month, you're paid on the second Wednesday. If it's between the 11th and 20th, you're paid on the third Wednesday. And if it's between the 21st and 31st, you're paid on the fourth Wednesday. That means depending on your birthday, you might not see the higher amount until later in January. SSI works a little differently. SSI payments are usually made on the first of the month, but if the first falls on a weekend or holiday, you'll often get paid the business day before. That's why many SSI recipients actually see their COLA adjustment arrive in late December. It's technically your January payment arriving early. Veterans usually see their increases reflected in the January deposit as well. The bottom line is this: don't panic if your December check looks the same as always. The increase doesn't kick in until January, and depending on your schedule, you may not see it until mid or late January. So, what should you do right now to prepare? First, log into your My Social Security account. If you don't have one yet, I highly recommend creating one. It's free, secure, and the fastest way to see your updated benefit information. Veterans should check their va.gov account for the same reason. Both will show you the new benefit amount and payment schedule. Second, take a fresh look at your household budget. Even if you don't normally plan your expenses in detail, this is the perfect time to do it. Decide where that extra $40, $60, or $100 per month will go. Will it help with rising grocery costs? Will it cover higher medical expenses? Will you set it aside for emergencies? Having a plan means that extra money won't just disappear without making a difference. Third, check how the increase could affect other programs you rely on. If you're on Medicaid, SNAP, or Section 8 housing assistance, a higher check could technically change your eligibility. Most states have protections in place, but not always. So in January, contact your local benefits office and confirm your status. If you receive a notice of changes, don't ignore it. File an appeal if necessary. Fourth, consider taxes. Many people don't realize that Social Security income can be taxable depending on your combined income. If you're close to the threshold, a COLA increase could tip you into owing taxes. It may not be a huge amount, but it's better to prepare early than be surprised in April. A quick conversation with a tax professional can save you stress later on. And finally, keep in mind the long game. While this year's increase may feel small, it's part of a permanent foundation that will benefit you for years to come. Each COLA builds on the last, and together they create real security for the long run. With good planning, that extra money, no matter how modest, can make a genuine difference in your quality of life. So here's the takeaway. Yes, your benefits are going up. No, it may not feel like enough to cover everything, especially with healthcare and daily expenses climbing. But every increase is permanent, it compounds over time, and it applies across the board. Retirees, disability recipients, SSI beneficiaries, and veterans. By staying informed, watching your accounts, budgeting carefully, and protecting your eligibility for other programs, you can make sure this increase works for you instead of getting lost in the shuffle.